I wanted to talk about how I became a revolutionary and why it is I hold the views that I do, and why I believe that a revolution towards a non hierarchical society would be beneficial to all humans. Now, to start out, before I even research politics or anything like that, my first true taste of rebellion came in fourth grade when I realized that public schools are really teaching you how to be obedient and how to follow laws rather than actually educating you about how to succeed in the world. And that's why in fourth grade I started to skip school, and by the time I was in ninth grade, completely stopped going to public school entirely. When I was 13, I didn't really have much political opinions, I guess. I was very anti-authoritarian. I was very against authority and just, an angsty teenager. And that wasn't until May of 2020 when the reaction to George Floyd's murder happened. People started protesting, the protests turned into riots, and then there was rioting in the city that I lived next to, because at the time I was living in Plymouth, which is a suburb of Minneapolis. So there were riots happening like 13 miles away from where I lived at the time. And seeing people getting shot at with tear gas and rubber bullets by the police and the National Guard, the people who are supposed to protect us, really planted a seed of doubt in my mind that the police are really our heroes. And it came to the realization that they are meant to oppress us rather than help us. So I became very skeptical of police and law enforcement. Shortly after this realization, I became very much in favor of stateless societies, because it seems that the state, well, it is possible for the state to help us, does not do a good job at it, and actually is a way for, it's a system to keep people oppressed rather than helping people with basic needs. Now, during this time, I was very much pro-capitalist, and I thought that capitalism was a great system because it's the system of free trade, right? You can start your own business and you can do things for money, you can make money, and I just had like that laissez-faire mindset. But that is until I got my first job and I realized how the workforce truly works, and that when you get a company where you hire people to do the job and you're getting all the money and they're getting a small amount of it, it's going to lead to this very big power imbalance to where the people who are very successful with their companies, with their jobs, get all the power and all the money, and the people who are working these jobs have little to no power and little to no money to survive. So over the course of the year working at that job, I went from being very pro-capitalist to very much an anti-capitalist, and realized that we do want to have a stateless, classless, moneyless society. The last thing I wanted to talk about is why revolution? Can't this be solved through electoralism by electing a better president from an independent party or something like that? And my answer is no, because electoralism, at least the kind that we have in modern day society, is always going to be right against us.